way on. Thank you all for joining us today. And for those of you who are not able to get away from your businesses, this is going to be recorded. So if you can't join us now, you can look at this over at your own convenience. And for those of you who are with us, thanks for being with us. And if you don't catch all of this the first time, it will be on our website, so you can re-look at it at your convenience as well. So thank you for joining us for the Greater Port Arthur Chamber of Commerce 6th Small Business Forum. Today's topic is the Small Business Administration's Restaurant Grants Forum. And I will follow the agenda here, letting you know that my name is Pat Avery. I'm the President and CEO of the Greater Port Arthur Chamber of Commerce. I'm going to do just a small bio on our moderator, Joe Tant, and our speaker, Anna Pareda. And then we're going to open it up to questions and answers. And if you need more information about the grant application, we're showing you the number you need to call on this slide, and it will also be on the very last slide that we have for this presentation. So that number, 409-984-5631. Again, 409-984-5631. Now I'll tell you just a little bit about Joe Tant. He's our financial manager here at the Greater Port Arthur Chamber of Commerce, but he's also the executive director of the Port Arthur Education Foundation. He's been with the Chamber for 9 years. He has a Bachelor of Arts degree in Business Administration and Management, and he also has a Bachelor of Arts degree in Business Administration, Human Resources Management, Personnel Management. He went to school at Baylor and Cornell University. Next, a little bit about our speaker, and after I tell you a little bit about her, I'll turn it over to Joe Tant, and he will turn it over to our speaker. Anna Pareda is the director of Lamar State College Port Arthur Small Business Development Center. She holds a bachelor's of business administration degree in finance from Tec de Monterrey in Mexico, and an MBA from Lamar University. Anna has more than 20 years of experience in developing and executing strategic plans for multinational companies, startups, and nonprofits in a variety of industries. Her expertise includes startup scaling, economic development, financial analysis and projections, data analysis and research, marketing, loan packaging, and disaster recovery assistance. You take it over, Joe.
Well, guys, we're super excited that everybody was here and got to join us today. So let's just talk quickly. Anna, we're talking from a standpoint from the Small Business Development Center. We're looking at 28,
almost 29.
Almost 29 billion with a B worth of funds for our small business restaurants to get the help that they need. And we know during COVID, it has been a massive challenge. And I want to thank you for coming today, and thank you for Ms. Avery putting all this together for us. We definitely love our partnership with the Small Business Development Center. And we want to make sure that we were able to give you all the information that you need to be able to get these funds. It's not hard, right, Anna?
No, it's not hard at all.
And we're really excited Anna is here to go ahead and help us with that. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to Anna. We want to make sure we get you in, out, and all the information you need to get your small business helped during these unprecedented times.
And Joe, you may want to mention that this information will be also presented in Spanish.
Yes, so hablo un poquito español para mi profesora, ayúdame. I speak a little bit of Spanish, but my professor here is fully bilingual. Now, let me tell you also the vision for Ms. Pat Avery. Here at the Chamber, there are 3 bilingual professionals that can help you with this information should you need it. Anna's going to provide her email and phone number. She's also going to re-record this if needed in Spanish, so we can make sure that we're able to reach out to all of our minority businesses across the entire platform, right?
Yeah.
So
that's right.
fantastic.
Perfect.
We're really excited about that.
Yes.
So tell us about the Small Business Development Center.
Okay, thank you, Joe, and thank you, Pat, and all the chamber staff for putting this together. This is a really great opportunity to talk about this fund. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the SBDC in case you're not familiar with it. We help small businesses to start, grow, and most importantly, stay in business. And we help them in different areas, including strategic planning, financial analysis, market research, and everything that is related to their business.
From learning
Yes.
QuickBooks to
Mhm.
accounting practices, all the stuff that you
Yes.
need to make your
Mhm.
small business work. Anna has, and most of these are free,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm. Most of
Fantastic.
our advising services are free, and our seminars are low cost.
Okay.
Not very expensive,
Tell
yeah.
everybody where you're located at right now.
Okay, I'm located here on Proctor Street, 5801 Proctor Street.
So like we could throw a
Yes,
rock
uh-huh,
and hit
we
the
are-
Small Business Development Center. So
Right
very
here.
close to the chamber,
Mhm.
right in the middle of downtown. So if you're not familiar where you're at, it's right here on Proctor. The chamber's located at 501 Proctor, across from the pavilion, and about a quarter mile, not even that much, we can find you and get you hooked up with Miss Anna. So Anna, tell us a little bit more about where the Small Business Development Center, what areas do they service?
Okay, my center is part of the University of Houston Gulf Coast SBDC network. So can you move to the next slide, please? Okay, yeah. So we cover 32 counties. There are a total of 14 centers covering 32 counties. And here in Southeast Texas, there are 2 small business development centers.
Two.
One at Lamar University,
Okay.
and then this one here at Lamar State College, Port Arthur.
Fantastic. Lamar University, we're pecking them, and here we're being Seahawks. Okay, so I noticed that you've got a slide up here just it has your vision and your mission statement. You might want to look at that, Ms. Juliana, if you'll pop that one up there for us. Just a little bit more about the Small Business Development Center. And then if we could, what is the Restaurant Revitalization Fund? Tell us
Okay.
all about it.
Next slide. Okay, so we all know the kind of year restaurants had in 2020. You know, in March, they were forced to close
Yes.
for weeks, some of them months. And then as the economy reopened, they had to adjust to some government mandates, so they couldn't operate at full capacity. So all of that affected their income.
Oh, wow. Yes, we know.
And so the American Revitalization Act of 2021 established some money, 28.6 billion, to help these restaurants and other food service related businesses.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Mhm.
That is a lot of money. So I saw the presentation that Ms. Anna gave us, and Ms. Juliana, if you'll go to the next slide, this one has me excited. So I'm going to just go through this quickly. You stop me when I get
Mhm.
stuck.
Yes.
So here we go. If you own a restaurant, if you own a food stand, taco stand, as you can tell, I love those, food trucks, food carts, if you're doing non-alcoholic beverages, if you're doing energy drinks, if you're a caterer, if you run a bar, a lounge, a tavern, saloon, any of those items, all of those folks are eligible. Bakeries,
Yes. Mhm.
wineries, distilleries. And this one I really found interesting. A licensed facility or premise of a beverage alcohol producer where the public may taste, sample, or purchase products. So a microbrewery, a distillery, any of those things are optional. But guys, on the first line, and this is where I really want to focus, restaurants, food stand, food truck, food cart. I'm a fatty, guys. I need you. So I want to make sure that we get you all the help that you need through this program. So one of the other names, and I wanted to go to the next one. So this one says there's some information with the PPP there, which is the Payroll Protection Program. So Ms. Juliana, if you'll go to the next one, We'll let
Okay.
Miss Anna talk a little bit about that.
Yes, some of the questions that we received included, okay, what if I already obtained a PPP loan? Am I eligible for this type of grant?
Great question.
So the answer is yes, you are eligible. You have to subtract that amount because it's a forgivable loan. So at the end of the day, it could be a grant. So
Okay,
you
all right.
subtract that amount from your 2020 revenues, and I'm going to go into more detail later in the presentation. But yes, if you received a Paycheck Protection Program loan, you are eligible.
Still eligible,
Still.
even though
Mhm.
you've participated in the payroll protection program. So still absolutely
Mhm.
yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Do the economic injury disaster loan.
That if you received an EIDL loan last year or this year, yes, you can apply, but you don't have to subtract it from your revenue.
Okay, so this is
And that's
important.
perfect because it is a loan that you're gonna have to pay back.
Fantastic.
And then finally, the Charter Venue Operators Grant, if you received or have applied for one, you are not eligible for the Restaurant Revitalization Grant.
And you can help folks determine if they're eligible.
Yes, yeah.
Fantastic.
We can help them.
So Ms.
Mhm.
Juliana, here's the next one. And for you that don't know, Ms. Juliana is our communications and technical director. She's behind the scenes making sure that we're staying on track because your time is valuable. And so this is the bottom line. Guys, what is it I can receive? How much money can I get to help? And then we're going to talk about what you can use the money for, right? You've got that
Yes,
ready.
yeah.
So let's talk about this. This says restaurants can receive a tax-free federal grant, don't have to pay it back, equal to the amount of its pandemic-related revenue loss subtracted by the total amount it receives in all the loans. So the minimum is $1,000 grant.
Yes. Mhm.
So worst case scenario, guys, you apply, you're going to get $1,000 in grants regardless, right? If you're approved. And tell me about the maximum, Anna.
Okay, there is a maximum of $5 million per location. So if after the calculations, you show that your loss was $6 million, you can only get $5 million.
Wow,
And then
only 5 million, that's awesome.
If you have a business that has several locations, you can get up to 10 million.
So franchise locations,
Mhm.
this is not just, I only have one restaurant. If you own a couple of donut shops, this applies to you. So we want to make sure that we're right on top of
Yes.
what we can get help for.
Mhm.
Man, I'm excited, guys. This is good stuff. Now, this next slide, I want to make sure I get some clarification. I need Anna's help on this one. So Ms. Juliana, if you'll put the next one up, this was something I had a question about. So Anna, we've done the Paycheck Protection Program to help me pay for my employees, but it didn't help me with losses that I have got to pay the electric bill. I've got to pay the rent. I've still got food in the storage facility and I had to lose it. So can you tell us a little bit about why it's different or what the difference is between taking care of my employees and this program?
So the main difference with the Paycheck Protection Program is the dates, the cover period. For example, with PPP, eligible businesses were businesses that were in operations on February 15th, 2020. If you opened your business in the summer of 2020, you were not able to get a PPP loan.
Understand.
It was for businesses that were in operations before that date.
Okay.
With this program, you had to be established by March 11th, 2021.
Understand.
So that includes all businesses that opened during the pandemic.
Okay.
And the eligible expenses are operating expenses, expenses that businesses need to run their business. And that includes payroll as
So
well.
this program, this $29 billion can also help with payroll.
Yes.
That's important
Yes.
to know, folks. We want to make sure that you understand that we've got this program and this program can help you with those payroll. Guys, that is the biggest expense to a restaurant is their overhead and their payroll. So very excited that you were able to help us nail that one down. So here's the next really cool thing. And Ms. Juliana, I'm excited because I'm kind of a visual learner and Ms. Anna was good enough to kind of put some things together for this application. And I'm going to let her just kind of talk a little bit about the application. What information do I need to apply? And what kind of information I might need, my tax ID, that sort of thing. So can you go to the one that says, what information do I need to apply?
Mhm.
Go
Okay.
ahead, Sana.
Of course, when you are filling out the application, it's going to go faster if you have all your documentation and your information ready. So what do you need? First of all, your business information. That's
Simple.
basic.
Okay.
Name, address, EIN number or tax ID number is very important. If you don't have a tax ID number, you cannot apply.
That's important. Got to have your
Yeah.
tax ID
Mhm.
number or your EIN. Very good.
Yes.
Okay.
And then your bank information, you are going to be receiving money from the government. So they need a way to give it to you.
You got to get paid. You got to
Yes.
tell them how to
Mhm.
get you your money.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And of course, the owner's information.
Okay.
And
So
then if we move to the next slide, there's more information that we need.
good. And I
Okay.
love these bullet points
Yes.
that Anna's put together.
Yeah.
This simplifies it for folks. They kind of understand, man, that looks like a lot. No, it's not a lot. And Anna's going to walk you through the rest of that. So
Okay.
Go
The
ahead.
business needs to be open. If the business already closed permanently, it's not going to be eligible.
not eligible. Okay.
Of course, if they close for a few months during the pandemic, that is fine because they are still in business and they
Yes.
are planning to open back up. And also there are some rules about bankruptcy.
Okay. Of
If you
course.
file for bankruptcy under chapters 11, 12, and 13, you still can apply if you have a reorganization plan.
Okay. So if you
Mhm.
file bankruptcy, but you have a reorganizational plan, you are eligible. And we know a
Mhm.
lot of our restaurants, unfortunately, they filed
Mhm.
for that. But this right here can help you get back up and running. Okay.
Yes.
What else?
And then they need all your PPP information. So make sure you have on hand the loan number, the total amount, and the date it was delivered to you.
And you might be
So-
able to get help from your bank because
Yes.
they're the ones that took care of that in the last time. Okay, Ms. Juliana, can we go to the next one? And this is some calculations that you might need. And I think Ms.
Yes.
Anna's got some really cool things on here to kind of just take you through the application
Mhm.
process with some of the key points.
Yeah, I'm a numbers person. You're a numbers person.
We are,
So
yes.
I love to put it like that. So first of all, number one, the first column is what was your income during 2020? So,
Okay.
no, sorry, 2019.
2019.
So
Got it, yep.
2019, we have a restaurant that made $100,000 in income.
Okay.
And then if we go to number two, that's $50,000. So in 2020, sales were not good. They were closed for some months.
Gosh,
So
$50,000
their
loss.
income was $50,000.
Lost half your income.
Yeah, half
Okay.
the income. And then
Okay.
number three, they received a loan for $25,000.
Okay.
The PPP loan,
Okay.
the PPP loan. So if we add in number four, 50 plus 25, we get $75,000.
Yes.
So in the next step, we are going to subtract $75,000 from $100,000. So $25,000 could be the total amount of the grant.
Okay, so let's recap these four real fast. So 2019, we're rocking and rolling, business is good, $100,000 in sales. Boom, pandemic hits, we lose half our income. And unfortunately, folks, I know people lost a lot more than that. But number three, along comes PPP loan, you qualify for $25,000. So you add those two together, you're qualified for $25,000 in potential grants.
And of course, we need to put the 5 million maximum loan per location. So the next calculation is I only have one location for a maximum of $5 million. So you choose the lesser between $5 million and $25,000.
Makes sense.
So
and the
your
lesser
grant
is
is going to be
$25,000.
$25,000.
Okay.
So this application is for businesses that were in operations before January 1st, 2019.
Okay.
Because there are three different applications. So
Okay.
this is number one.
So you
Your
just have to
business
figure out
was
when you
open,
were.
yeah.
open. Okay.
You
Yeah.
have to figure out when your business opened.
Okay.
So if it opened in 2018, okay, you're going to use this calculation.
Perfect.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
you have done that for us for the next couple of slides
Yes.
based on when you open.
Mhm.
And so, guys, this is important just to know what application you need. And it's simply, when did you open? When were you in business? So, and you've done that for us throughout this presentation, correct?
Yes. Mhm.
Fantastic. So, in the respect of time,
Yes.
if I
we can-
could we go to what are my eligible
Of course.
expenses?
Mhm.
Because guys, here's the thing, if you get stuck, Anna is here to help you through the application process, but you're gonna need to know, okay, I was in business in
Yes.
2019, or hey, I didn't start till
2020.
2020, that sort of thing,
The
correct?
important thing here is that if you were established, not in operations, established, that means you filed your DBA, your LLC, you got your
EIN, yeah.
EIN number. By March 11th, 2021, you are eligible.
Guys, that's
So
important.
that's-
That's amazing. So if you started anywhere, gosh, March and back, we can get you helped. So Ms. Juliana, could you go to the slide that says, what are my eligible expenses?
So it's two more from there, yeah. So are those calculations, you can give me a call, I can explain all that to you.
We do want to make sure we've
Okay.
got all the information that you need. You have to know who your owner is, all the owner
Mhm.
information, your EIN
Yes.
numbers, all those things. So guys, so far, we haven't had a whole lot of, oh my gosh, I've got to have to do backflips to be eligible to get this, this grant. So can we talk a little bit about what are eligible expenses?
Yes, eligible expenses are, like I mentioned, operating expenses.
Okay.
Expenses that you incur through your normal business operations that are necessary and mandatory for the business.
Got to have electricity.
Yes, you need to
right,
have
water.
electricity is necessary. Insurance could be mandatory because maybe you need it in your industry.
Okay.
So,
So possibly
and,
eligible.
mhm.
Okay.
So, and there's a difference between startup expenses and operating expenses. For example, you opened your business in October 2020 and you bought a food truck.
Okay.
That is not an eligible expense because that's a startup
startup. So
expense.
this
Yes.
is expenses that you write a check for every month.
Mhm.
Payroll, electricity, insurance,
Mhm.
those sort of things.
And
That's
we
a
have,
lot.
yeah, we have some examples there. Payroll, number one.
Oh, big one.
And then mortgage. If you have a mortgage, you can pay both principal and interest.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yes,
fantastic.
And then same as rent.
So
you
can we
can
go
pay
back
rent.
and so if you are the owner of the property, you
Mhm.
can pay your mortgage. If you're just paying rent on a building, that
Mhm.
qualifies
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
So that, I mean, that takes care of
Mhm.
everybody on this list. So fantastic.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and then we
okay.
have an example of more eligible expenses. If we go to the next one, Juliana, please. Okay, debt service. If you got a loan for working capital,
Okay.
so the principal and the interest that's covered under the expenses.
Okay.
And then utilities. Joe mentioned electricity, gas, water, telephone, internet, all of that. But the service of those services had to start before March 11th, 2021.
Okay, so that's
So it's-
important.
mhm.
Very good, very good. And guys, this,
Then-
there's something else too. Now, maintenance is included. Now, we're not talking about startup where you're doing new construction, but maintenance on keeping the place up and running
Mhm.
during this pandemic, even if you were at 25% occupancy, you gotta
And
keep
it's-
cleaning stuff.
Yeah, and especially you had to buy a lot of cleaning supplies.
Yeah, that's a whole new
Mhm.
thing too. I
Yeah,
didn't
all the
think
hand
about that.
sanitizer, that is considered an eligible expense. That's an operating expense because you need it to survive. You needed to have it available for your customers
gotta
when
have
they
it now.
walked in. They put on some hand sanitizer or wipes or all of that.
All of those things.
Mhm,
So
all of
here's the next one. Ready, Juliana? When can I apply? This is what
Yes.
all of our
Mhm.
duckies want to know, all of our member business restaurants. When can I get started on this?
Okay, now,
Right now.
well,
Right in the, wow,
yes,
right
the
now. Okay.
applications opened last Monday, May 3rd.
Okay.
So it's already up and running at the SBA website. And what happened this time, SBA tested the website a few weeks ago.
Oh.
So we are hoping that everything is going to go smoothly.
We're not going
And
to
it
crash the
has-
website.
Yeah, no, we are not because they have been preparing for this.
Fantastic.
And then, but for the first 21 years,
Days.
SBA days,
Days.
years.
21 days.
Days, SBA is going to give preference to businesses that are owned by women veterans,
Okay.
and socially and economically disadvantaged individuals.
So let's talk about that, guys. This is important in the city of Port Arthur and the surrounding areas. This is a traditionally underutilized and disadvantaged area. So here's the deal. If you're a woman-owned business, veterans, socially, economically disadvantaged, you get to the head of the line. Now, we want to make sure that in the first 21 days, we've already hit the first 3. So we've got 18 days left, right? And we want to make sure that all of our folks in Port Arthur and the surrounding areas get a jump on this now. This was a vision that Ms. Pat Avery, our president and CEO of the chamber, this was a mandate. We are going to shout it to the top of the hills. We've had Juliana and Paige out for the last 2 days. I think 70 businesses, Pat, that we've been able to contact and get in touch with. This is important. We want you to get started on this immediately. Even if they are not women-owned, they can start applying
They
now.
can start applying, but their application is not going to be processed until after the 21 days.
So they can start on the
They can
process
start
right
on the
now.
process right away.
That's fantastic. Absolutely
And something that
fantastic.
I think I missed before with the applications is there is a minimum of $1,000 for the grant. So what happens if 2020 was a better year than 2019?
Could happen.
So if that happens, or what happened if the difference is $500? So that means you had a good year, you don't need this grant, so you are not eligible to receive the grant.
Okay, so this is basically, this is hardship, folks.
Yes.
We want to make sure that we're giving the money to the folks who suffered the most. And Lord knows, we had a lot of folks in Port Arthur and the surrounding areas that really did. Now, this is the next slide that I am super excited because listen, folks, you're speaking directly to the person who can help you make these things happen. Do not let a roadblock get in your way. If language barrier is an issue, guess what? Miss Anna is fully bilingual. Your chamber staff, there are 3 folks on the chamber staff that are fully bilingual. Myself, I struggle, I try, but I make sure I surround myself with folks who are amazing at this. So Ms. Juliana, can we go one more slide? Because this is where I want Ms. Anna to toot her horn. I want you guys to see exactly where to go and apply, how to get by. Maybe some folks don't have great internet skills. What are our options?
So this time SBA thought about everybody. So there are 3 options where you can apply. Number 1 is directly to the SBA website.
Okay.
Again, this is different from PPP because you had to go through a bank. Here, no, you go directly to the SBA website and that's a screenshot of the website. That's what you are going to find if you go to restaurants.sba.gov. And then the second way to apply is if you have a point of sale partner or use a point of sale system like Square, Toast, Clover, you can apply from there.
So let's talk about that quickly. I have a great friend who runs a nutrition. We've been there.
Yes.
I won't call them out immediately, but they use the Square system. So they could go ahead and process their application through that system because they're already plugged in.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And if they have questions, they should ask their representative or their salesperson, and they should guide them through the process.
So that's amazing. If you are using Square, Toast, Clover, Aloha, Oracle, any of those point of sale, meaning you're scanning your credit card, that sort of thing, and putting it in, your representative can help you with this as well. However, our very cool Anna is right down the road from us. Now tell us, there's a phone number listed. Tell us about that.
Okay, the phone number is for people who are not very internet savvy or computer savvy and they don't have a point of sale system, so they can call SBA. Of course, this is gonna take a longer time because all the documentation needed needs to be sent by mail, by regular mail. So it takes some time to arrive and for them to process it. But there's a phone number too, and it's right there. 844-279-8898.
And the website, if you don't mind saying that for us one time, it's restaurants.sba.gov.
Yes.
Fantastic. And one more time, Ms. Anna, if you don't mind, give out your phone number where folks can either call you. Now, I know you've got 150 people on staff. Let's be real though. How best to contact you? What's the best way?
Okay, the best way is you can call our office, 409-984-6531. That's our main line. You can
Okay.
talk to Sandra.
Okay.
And then you can send me an email.
Okay.
I'm always busy with clients and everything. So if you send me an email, I'll answer you back. But if you call me, I'll call you back if I'm not available.
Fantastic.
And we also, our main office in Houston, they have two specialists ready to assist small businesses. So we can schedule a Zoom meeting and they can meet with them and they can guide them through the application and answer their questions.
So a great way to
So
video
we have-
conference with folks that
Mhm.
might need us too.
Yes.
And then Ms. Juliana, if you'll go, I don't know if there's one more slide or not, but I think it may have our,
Well, this is just the online application. According to SBA, if you have all the documentation needed and all the information that they need, it will take you no more than 20 minutes.
folks, that's not bad. That's taking care of that on your lunch hour for small business owners. Really excited by that. What's the next one, Ms. Juliana?
Okay, this is just the last one. They will need to fill out an IRS form 4506T.
Okay.
That's for the SBA to confirm that you are already filed your taxes. And then you need to submit proof of your gross receipts. If you use your tax returns,
Easier.
it should be, faster.
Easiest.
The processing should be faster. But also, if you don't have them yet, you can use your bank statements, your financial statements from your CPA or your accountant, and of course, your point of sale reports.
So one thing I'm hearing that there is not a lot of over-the-top accounting paperwork involved. Most of the things that we have to have as small business owners, we have right here, and this is a great list. Good times. So Ms. Juliana, let's go one more. She's so cool. So I'm going to let Ms. Pat Avery wrap us up, but I want to say one more quick thing. Your chamber is all about taking care of small business. We have done this through the pandemic. I know you guys are getting tired of seeing my face on these things, but we want to make sure we take care of you. My information is listed below. I have a complete team that Ms. Avery has here of all of our mentees and interns that can help you. Anna is right down the road. We want to make sure that we take care of you. Ms. Juliana is going to make sure that this is rebroadcast through all of our social media context and on our website. So we're available if you need us. And I want to thank everybody who got on here. This is important information. And Ms. Avery, let me go ahead and just turn this back over to you for maybe some final thoughts to wrap us up.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Anna. That was a great presentation. And we went around handing out these flyers for this meeting so that every business in the greater Port Arthur area could apply for these loans. It would be great to have millions and millions of dollars come into our community to help all of our restaurants, and we hope that you will take advantage of it. This is free money if you qualify, and so please let Anna help you. And we thank Lamar State College Port Arthur for having a small business development center so that our businesses can go somewhere and be helped by professionals. So thank you so much. Stay tuned for other small business forums in the future. And with that, I'll say have a good evening and thank you for your time. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Christy, is that Christy?